The rumored breakup between Jorge Prado and Monster Energy Kawasaki was indirectly confirmed today, and Prado will not be racing for Team Spain at this year's Motocross of Nations. Then we're going to look at an update on Freddie Noren, and to cap off today's video, we've got another update on Factory Triumphs rider Mikkel Haarup and when he plans on returning to racing. Before we get into today's video, head to the mxnetwork.store and check out our magazine. If you want to support our work, this is the best way to do it. Here's a look at our most recent issues. We got Deegan and Hymus. Those are the most recent ones available. Right now, the entire site is in stock. Everything from our first and worst to our latest and greatest. The rest of the issues from the 2025 season are in the works, along with a couple MXGP issues. So thanks to you guys for your support. Because of your support, we have our European photographer going to a couple MXGP races for us. So we'll have a couple GP issues coming out soon. Huge thanks to all of you guys who bought a copy. Your support means the world to us. One more quick thing before we get into the video, we do have a new sponsor that we're proud to work with, Vent My Plate. Do you want your bike to look like your favorite pros? Well, now you can. Head to ventmyplate.com and get yourself a custom vented front number plate today. It's a super easy process. Once you place your order, you mail them your plate, they vent it, and mail it back to you. Use our code TMN for 10% off your order. Links in the description. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that the relationship between reigning motocross world champion Jorge Prado and his team, Monster Energy Kawasaki, have finally boiled over. It's been a rough season, and it looks like it's finally reached the point of no return. In our previous video, we went over the beef between him and his team, which began publicly due to a 2025 Pro Motocross season wrap-up social media post that Prado released. In said post, he threw subtle jabs at the team and the bike, and one Kawasaki employee didn't take too kindly to this. He publicly responded. His name is Dean Gibson. He fought back, saying that Prado isn't a champion in his eyes. He was one of the worst riders they had ever worked with, and that he tried everything he could to help him. He since deleted that comment that he posted publicly. So there's definitely some fighting going on internally with that team and Prado. So if it wasn't clear before that the tensions were high between Prado and Kawasaki, it certainly is now. As you all know, the rumor is that Prado will be separating from Kawasaki, thus breaching his multi-year deal in order to go to Red Bull KTM in 2026. The rumor is that the KTM contract won't have a salary. It'll be bonus only, so it is a much worse deal than the one he is currently in with Monster Energy Kawasaki. So if this is true, that he's willing to take a major pay cut to switch to KTM, that really shows how unhappy he was with the bike this year. Now, although that part is just a rumor and hasn't been confirmed yet, today we did get confirmation indirectly that Prado will be indeed leaving Monster Energy Kawasaki after the Super Motocross playoffs. Now, pardon my pronunciation of this. It's Spanish, and I don't do well with that. The Real Federación Motociclista Española, a.k.a. the RFME, they run Team Spain. They announced their Team Spain lineup for the 2025 Motocross of Nations today, and it doesn't have Prado. The lineup consists of Honda HRC's Ruben Fernandez, Factory Triumph's Guillem Ferez, and Bud Racing Kawasaki's Francisco Garcia Carbonero. Now, this announcement caught a lot of people off guard because the rumor was that Prado was set to lead the team no matter what, but apparently that changed. Well, in the RFME's press release, they added clarification as to why Prado isn't on the team. The press release reads, quote, Ruben Fernandez will captain Team Spain, which will make its debut in the MXGP category at this prestigious international event, with a great opportunity to demonstrate its potential among the world's motocross elite. Meanwhile, Guillem Ferez will compete in the MX2 category, having had a brilliant season, achieving his first podium and a race victory. Finally, in the open category, young Francisco Garcia Carbonero will make his debut, joining the team to cover for the last-minute withdrawal of Jorge Prado, who will not be able to participate due to his contractual situation with his current team. With this lineup, Spain is once again backing a young and ambitious team that will travel to the U.S. with the intention of fighting for a great result. The three riders will have the logistical support of their respective brands and official teams. So they mentioned Prado in the press release, but not only did they mention him, the Team Spain manager, Paco Rico, also commented on Prado not being on the team, saying, quote, although the three selected riders had not had any setbacks, we did have to deal with health problems. He is referring to Oriol Oliveira, I believe, with that, and injuries. to other riders on my list, as well as the last-minute withdrawal of Jorge, who was, of course, on the team, but will ultimately not be able to be on the grid. Even so, I am convinced that we have a great team. So there you have it. Jorge Prado was supposed to headline the 2025 Team Spain lineup, but due to contractual situations, he won't be. So basically they said, due to him leaving Kawasaki and switching to another team, that's basically what they said without saying it, he won't be racing for Team Spain. Now, you can take that statement as you want, but I'm taking it as Jorge Prado will be leaving Monster Energy Kawasaki after the SMX playoffs and switching to likely Red Bull KTM, as that's the rumor, at the beginning of October. Thus, he won't be able to race Motocross of Nations. Usually contracts end and begin at around October, so that all adds up. Crazy stuff, that's for sure. Not the season any of us wanted to see out of Jorge Prado. I'm hoping he finishes out the SMX playoffs healthy and performs better in 2026 if he lands on KTM. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this story? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, we have an update on Freddie Noren. The last time we saw Fast Freddie Noren was at the High Point National back in July, where he finished 18th overall on his ISRT MX for Christ Kawasaki. Since then, he has been out for a couple of reasons. Firstly, after High Point, he made the decision to separate from his ISRT Kawasaki team, which he had been with since 2023. Now, he was not fired or kicked off like we've seen in the past with other riders. The team owner, Bubba Pauly, made sure to let fans know in the press release that it was fully Freddie's decision and it was very sudden and surprising to him and the team, but he wishes him the best. After that, he intended on coming back for Washougal. On what team, I'm not quite sure. He hasn't announced anything. Maybe he was going to go as a privateer. Anyway, he was training before Washougal and injured his foot, knocking him out of contention once again. As of now, he is in recovery mode and is allowed to be back on the bike as of October, so he will be missing Super Motocross and likely representing Team Sweden at Motocross of Nations as well, so it's going to be a while before we see him. Anyway, here's the full update from Freddie himself.
Hey, what's up guys? Quick update for you. I apologize first off. I haven't updated you guys in a long time. I've been pretty quiet, but here's an update. So plan was to race Washougal. Had a little crash on Thursday before, injured my foot. Obviously, I haven't been racing anymore this summer. I will not race the SMX playoffs as well. But the good news is I can get back on the bike in October. So I'm looking forward to that. And I appreciate your guys' support now and in the past as well. So look forward to getting back on the bike and having some fun again.
Freddie is a one-of-a-kind and genuinely one of, if not the nicest riders in the pits. He's always one of my favorite guys to talk to while I'm there, so it sucked not seeing him race the remainder of the 2025 season. We're wishing him a speedy recovery and can't wait to see what's in the future for him, whether it be on a new team or running his own privateer program. We will all be backing him, so good luck, Freddie. All right, final story of the day. Factory Triumph rider Mikkel Haarup was having a solid debut season here in the U.S. with 7 top 10 finishes and 2 fourth-place finishes, finishing 6th overall in championship standings, even with missing the final round and most of Unadilla, so I'd say it wasn't too shabby at all. Unfortunately, his run of good finishes came to an early end in 2025 at the Unadilla National. I actually went over to talk to him after practice and qualifying, and his team informed me that he tweaked his foot/ankle, so he had to go get checked up at the Alpine Stars medic unit. So he had that injury coming into the first moto, and then unfortunately, during the first moto, whilst battling in the top 10, he had a crash with a lapped rider just after the sky shot on the uphill, which left him on the ground holding his shoulder. Turns out he broke his collarbone and needed surgery, so when will we expect to see him line up again? His recovery is going well, but he won't make it to any SMX playoffs. Right now, his game plan is to return for Motocross of Nations, representing Team Denmark.
Hi everyone. As you can see, I'm back in the gym and I've started my recovery. I got fixed up on my collarbone about a week ago, and now I'm just putting in the work, getting myself fit and ready. Let's see how things are going, but I'll most likely be planning to make my comeback in the Nations. So I'll see you guys then.
It sucked to see him get hurt. He was having a really solid season considering how stacked the 250 class was this summer. Luckily, the rumor is he is trying to get another deal to race here in 2026. As of now, his contract, he's supposed to be heading back to MXGP to make the 450 class debut in 2026, but he loved it here and he does want to stay here, so we might see him back on American soil once again next season. Anyway, good job this summer to Mikkel. We're wishing you a speedy recovery and can't wait to see you line up once again. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on all these stories? How do you feel about the Prado Kawasaki separation? How about Freddie Noren leaving his team and then getting hurt? What about Haarup's debut season here in the U.S.? Let us know your thoughts on all these in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you want to support us, head to the mxnetwork.store, buy a copy of our magazine. Like I said, the website is fully stocked. You can buy our first and worst and latest and greatest. It's all available right now, and a bunch more will be coming in the next few weeks, so go check that out. And while you're at it, if you want a custom vented front number plate, head to our friends at ventmyplate.com today. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.